Football is a game of opportunities, a sport where fortunes can change in a single play, and where the unexpected is always lurking just beyond the next snap. Sometimes those chances come when you least expect them, when you're not the star, not the focus, and not even in the game plan. But that's when true character is revealed. For Shedeur Sanders, that moment arrived in the Cleveland Browns' first preseason game of 2025, a night that would change the trajectory of his career. He wasn't supposed to be the main story, or even the starting quarterback. In fact, he was expected to spend most of the game on the sidelines, quietly observing and learning. But when the lights came on and the crowd roared, it was Sanders under center, helmet strapped on, ready to lead the offense onto the field. The moment was his, whether he was ready or not. The Browns made the decision to rest veteran Joe Flacco, a seasoned quarterback with years of experience, choosing instead to see what their younger talent could do. Meanwhile, injuries had sidelined both Dillon Gabriel and Kenny Pickett, leaving the team unexpectedly thin at quarterback and opening a door that few thought would ever be unlocked. Suddenly, Sanders was thrust from the shadows into the bright, unforgiving spotlight of the NFL stage. The pressure was immediate and intense. For a player who began the offseason as the fourth name on the depth chart, this was more than just a game. It was a rare audition, a chance to prove he belonged among the best. Every snap, every throw, every read of the defense would be a test. Each moment on the field was a chance to show not just his skills, but his poise and leadership. Coaches, scouts, and even rival teams were watching closely, analyzing every decision he made. The entire league was taking notes, looking for signs of greatness or cracks under pressure. Sanders knew the stakes were high. He had to make the most of this unexpected opportunity, knowing that moments like this don't come around often for players in his position. The pressure was immense, but so was the potential reward. A strong performance could change his future, while a misstep could send him back to the shadows. This is the underdog narrative that captures our imagination. A player buried on the depth chart gets a surprise call to step up, and suddenly, the world is watching. In the stands, his family and friends watched with pride and nervous anticipation, knowing how hard he'd worked for this moment. Fans who barely knew his name before were now on their feet, hoping to witness something special. The entire league was watching, waiting to see if he would rise to the occasion, if he could handle the pressure and seize the opportunity. Shedeur Sanders walked onto that field with the weight of expectation on his shoulders, but also with the chance to rewrite his own story, to show the world what he was truly capable of. He was no longer just a practice player. He was the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, the leader of the offense, and the focus of every eye in the stadium. With a full game ahead, this was his moment to make his case, to prove that he could handle the pressure and deliver when it mattered most. The stage was set for something unforgettable, a night where an unexpected hero could emerge, and a new chapter in football history could be written. And what a case he made. From the very first snap, it was clear that this wasn't going to be just another preseason game. The energy in the stadium shifted as soon as Shedeur Sanders took the field, and you could feel the anticipation building with every play. Shedeur Sanders commanded the field with poise and confidence, making smart decisions and delivering precise throws. Every movement seemed calculated, every pass purposeful. He read the defense like a seasoned pro, never flinching under pressure, and always keeping his composure. He wasn't just managing the game, he was making plays. Whether it was escaping a collapsing pocket or threading the ball through tight coverage, Sanders showed a level of creativity and athleticism that had fans on their feet. Fans expecting a routine preseason contest witnessed a breakout performance. The crowd's excitement grew with each drive as Sanders turned what could have been an ordinary night into something unforgettable. The highlights: 2 spectacular touchdown passes, one a perfect deep spiral under pressure, the other a creative on-the-move laser into the end zone, were instant classics. Each throw was a testament to his arm strength, vision, and ability to improvise when the play broke down. These moments electrified the stadium and set social media ablaze. Clips of his throws were shared thousands of times within minutes, and fans everywhere were talking about the new kid making waves. Over 2 million viewers watched his impressive debut on NFL Network. Living rooms across the country erupted in cheers, and even casual fans found themselves glued to the screen, witnessing the birth of a potential superstar. Media buzz was instantaneous. Analysts who'd never mentioned his name were suddenly singing his praises. Sports talk shows replayed his highlights on a loop, and debates about his future potential filled the airwaves. Nike even tweeted a celebratory ad featuring one of his touchdowns, a sign his performance had transcended preseason chatter. When a brand like Nike takes notice, you know you've done something special. He was no longer an unknown, he was a rising star. Reporters crowded around him after the game, eager to get a quote from the night's breakout sensation. This is how legends are born in the preseason. In a single night, Sanders went from a promising prospect to a name everyone wanted to remember. For Sanders, this game was a statement. He had the talent, composure, and it factor to succeed at the highest level. He showed that he could handle the spotlight and thrive when the pressure was on. He seized his opportunity and left everyone wondering what he might do next. The football world was officially on notice, and expectations for his future had skyrocketed overnight. The league had officially been put on notice. With one unforgettable performance, Shedeur Sanders announced his arrival, and the story is just beginning. To appreciate Sanders' performance, you have to understand his starting point. He was the fourth-string quarterback in a crowded Cleveland room. Joe Flacco, the Super Bowl MVP, was the unquestioned starter. Dillon Gabriel and Kenny Pickett, both with more experience, were ahead of Sanders. Teams rarely keep four quarterbacks, so Sanders was facing an uphill battle just to make the roster. He was seen as a developmental project, likely destined for the practice squad. But his preseason start disrupted the established order. Suddenly, the kid at the bottom was making a powerful argument for a higher spot. The conversation shifted. Could he actually be the number 2 quarterback? Momentum in sports is powerful and fragile. Just as Sanders was riding a wave of positive momentum, fate intervened. During a joint practice with the Eagles, Sanders suffered an oblique injury on a routine throw. The timing couldn't have been worse. He was immediately sidelined, missing critical reps and practices. The injury brought his meteoric rise to a screeching halt. Instead of building on his success, he was forced to watch from the sidelines. All the buzz he generated was now overshadowed by concern for his health. In the NFL, a single moment can change everything. For Sanders, this injury was a massive setback. The opportunity he'd fought for was suddenly in jeopardy. The dream scenario had quickly turned into a nightmare. In the NFL, time is a player's most valuable currency, especially for someone trying to prove themselves. For Sanders, every practice rep and preseason snap was critical. His oblique injury meant missing the second preseason game and possibly the rest of the preseason. While he recovered, his competitors got the reps he was missing. The depth chart could solidify again without him there to challenge it. Coaches have to make decisions based on what they see on the field. If Sanders can't return, his evaluation rests on one spectacular game, an incomplete picture. The opportunity he created for himself was slipping away. Sanders' injury is a classic example of how quickly momentum can vanish in the NFL. After his stellar debut, speculation soared. Could he seize the backup job or even more? But an injury acts like a stop sign. All progress halts. Media focus shifts from his heroics to his recovery. Coaches must prepare his replacements. The momentum he built is actively eroded by his absence. While he heals, the train moves on without him. Teammates get the opportunities he earned. If others play well, his one great game risks becoming a footnote. The memory of his touchdowns fades as new plays are made. Momentum in the NFL is hard to build, easy to lose. Sanders now faces the challenge of reclaiming it once healthy. The story of a promising player derailed by injury is one of the most common and tragic in sports. Every team has its what-if stories, players whose careers were altered by bad luck. Sanders now risks joining that list, his potential put on hold just as the world noticed. For players at the bottom of the depth chart, the risk is even greater. Their careers hinge on maximizing a handful of opportunities. When injury takes those away, it can be devastating. Sanders did everything right. He prepared, waited, and delivered. Now, he must confront the reality that none of it may matter if he can't get back on the field in time. With his momentum stalled and health in question, Sanders faces an uncertain road. Oblique injuries are unpredictable. Recovery could take weeks or longer. The Browns' medical staff will be cautious and roster cuts are looming. Do they keep a spot for an injured quarterback with only one preseason game, or go with healthier options. Sanders may end up on the practice squad, a bittersweet outcome. He'd stay with the team, but it's a step back from the momentum he built. His future now depends on his recovery, the performance of others, and the team's needs. The coming weeks will test his resilience and patience. Despite the setback, the dream isn't over for Shedeur Sanders. His journey has taken an unexpected turn, but his resolve remains unshaken. His path forward is tougher, but not impossible. Every step he takes now is a testament to his determination and willpower. The first step: focus on recovery and listen to the team's doctors. Their guidance is crucial in ensuring he heals properly and can return stronger. While sidelined, he can still impress coaches by staying engaged, studying the playbook, and supporting teammates. His presence off the field is just as important as on it. Professionalism and mental toughness matter. These qualities will help him navigate this challenging period and emerge even more resilient. He must control what he can: his attitude, work ethic, and preparation. These are the elements within his grasp, and they will define his comeback. His talent hasn't disappeared because of injury. The skills and abilities that brought him this far are still there, waiting to be unleashed. He needs to trust in his abilities and be ready for the next opportunity. Visualization and mental preparation are key components of his recovery. This injury is a major obstacle, but it can reveal his character and resilience. Overcoming this challenge will be a testament to his strength and determination. His first preseason performance was too impressive to be forgotten. It showcased his potential and left a lasting impression on everyone who watched. Now, he must channel that same determination into recovery. Every exercise, every rehab session is a step closer to his return. If he returns to full health, another chance to prove he belongs in the NFL will come. His journey is far from over, and his comeback story is just beginning.